It's part 2 of the Marvel Pinball Vengeance and Virtue collection for Pinball FX2 on the Xbox 360 and Marvel Pinball on the PlayStation 3. Starting with the Thor table.
I welcome you to our family and our...
A table that I felt required some time to get into. But once I got the hang of it, I started to really enjoy the Thor table. It kind of reminds me of the new Transformers table from Stern. It's, red on one side and blue on the other, and there's just a lot going on. But unlike a real table, it's hard to see those two flippers which are hidden closer to the top of the playing field. But once you figure out where they are and how to use them, this table comes alive. While the ramps are fun enough to play, I found myself starting the missions most of the time on the Thor table by hitting that blinking thing right in the center a few times, which activates the Rainbow Road. And no, I'm not talking about Mario Kart. In fact, I'm not even sure if that's what it's called. I don't know much about Thor, to be honest. But most of the missions involve Thor beating the crap out of one of the other characters in the game.
Awesome.
One of those cool features that could only happen in a video game pinball machine. What I'm doing here is starting the multi-ball. I'll get to the missions momentarily.
Surtur stirs, my son. Only evil can come of this.
Tremble, mortals. Bend thy knees in worship and fear.
Fear Thor's multi-balls! Well, that sounds kind of weird, doesn't it? But you get the idea, it's pretty cool. Things on fire, yelling at you. Why can't real pinball machines have it so good? Probably because they would burn you and explode, and then burn down the entire establishment, wherever they lived. Could you see drunk people at a bar playing one of these things? They'd pour beer on them!
The gods march to Ragnarok.
I guess I screwed that one up. Anyway, let's watch one of the missions.
Asgard visited. Choose your...
It's going to take me a few shots to get started here, but most of the missions involve you shooting whatever ramp is blinking at you, preferably blue. And if you can do that enough and keep the ball alive, you score big points.
Perhaps I should destroy you now, Loki. But I cannot attack one who flees like a spineless jackal.
Hey, what if you got against jackals? That's not very nice. But the 15 million points is, and that's why you'll be playing the missions over and over again, because they score a lot of points. And they're not that hard, which brings me to Ghost Rider, which is the complete opposite. In Ghost Rider, the multi-ball is extremely easy to get and scores a fair amount of points, and that's all that I found myself doing in this game. This is probably my least favorite of the Marvel pinball tables. It has some really cool ideas and a lot of wild ramp patterns, and the flow of the game is kind of strange.
Jackpot.
But after playing it for a while, the only thing that made sense was to keep shooting for multi-ball and ignore everything else. And this camera perspective is the only one that works for me on Ghost Rider. Like Thor, there's some flippers which are really hard to see when playing this game.
Let's turn now! And the show begins!
Focus! Lock is lit. Ball locked.
So that's how you lock a ball, and then you just shoot it with the left flipper, and then start multi-ball. That's it. Now there's a lot of other things to do on this table, but they're all riskier than multi-ball. So you just score points by going for multi-ball. This is what the real pinball players taught me. Ignore the challenging shots and just go for the ones that guarantee points. And you obviously have less chance of losing a ball when you have 2 or 3 of them on the table.
Go for the super jackpot. Super jackpot.
And that's Ghost Rider. Jackpot, 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 jackpot! Part of the excellent Marvel Pinball Vengeance and Virtue collection with Moon Knight, X-Men, Thor and Ghost Rider.
Jackpot!
Not bad.
Ball lost. Well done. Game over.
A minor setback for the God of Thunder.
Awesome!